the Spiffy Guy, and I am back with another project that I am dying to tell you about it. And that's because we're going to be dyeing that Tyvek for the jacket that I made and the chaps that I'm going to make in the next video. So we're going to make this quick and simple and see if we can't make a mess. So let's see what we're going to use. Alright, so what are we going to use? Well, we're going to need a big giant 5-gallon bucket. We're going to end up putting 1.5 gallons of boiling water in here to mix with a cup of vinegar, which was here, but I just put it in the cabinet. And we're also using the Rit dye. This is the black, and this is the powder kind. I don't know if the powder kind is better than the liquid kind, but it was $1.98. So our project has now moved up to $10.50 for a jacket. So we have our jacket, and we have our chaps material that we're going to use. And I went ahead and washed these real quick, just with a little light soap, and rinsed them off really good, just to get any oils that would impede the dyeing process. We got our swisher stick. We got some gloves to pull it out when we're done. That way we don't stain our hands. Some paper towels, and I have all this sitting on my table with my polycryo ground sheet, just to make sure that I don't make too huge of a mess. Just keep in mind that you are dyeing and staining things, so pay attention to your kitchen, otherwise your wife will kill you. So let's get the boiling water in here, mix the dye with the vinegar, and we'll throw that in our Tyvek and see what happens. Alright, so we mixed up our dye, powdered dye in with the boiling water, and we're essentially going to take our Tyvek and stick it in there, and then we'll go from there. Now keep in mind that, remember, I had sealed up and taped up on the jacket, so we'll see what happens with that. If it looks funky, I don't necessarily care, but we're just going to take that in there and shove it down in the water, stir it around, and we're going to stir this stuff around about every 10 minutes or so, based on the post that I read, and we're going to do that for about 3 hours. So this will be a fun and long trip. So to spare you the boringness of me doing this every 10 minutes for 3 hours, we'll just cut to the finished product right here. How about that? Alright, so here's the final results, just to give you an idea. For the first 2.5 hours I went ahead and I was stirring it like every 10 minutes, and then we left and went to the pet store, and so total soaking time ended up being 6.5 hours. I got this kind of light purple. I don't know if you can see in here, but it's a grid-like pattern. So like only some of the fibers took the dye, but the seams worked out well on the pants, and this is just a white sheet of paper. It came out really like a light purple almost. It never really got fully black, which is unfortunate. I'll show you the jacket here in a second, but the seam sealing on the jacket obviously didn't take any of the dye, so it looks a little funny. But what I did is after I soaked it for the 6.5 hours or whatever, I went ahead and rinsed it off till the water was running clear, and then I ran it through a wash cycle on Delicate with 2 rinses to make sure it was completely rinsed out and clear. And the fabric really is softened up a little bit. So let me show you what the jacket looks like. Alright, so this is the final product for the jacket here, all dyed up. This light, wonderful purple that it is. It's not bad. It's a lot better than the bright white that it was, and that's really kind of all I was going for. You can see where I seam sealed on the seams, and in the back here it's white because of the silicone. I kind of knew that was going to happen, but I'm not really too worried about it. Once again, it's a cheap wind shirt, rain jacket alternative. So far I got $10 into the entire project, so I'm not really too worried what it looks like, as long as it's kind of functional. Alright, so that's the dyeing process that I used for the Tyvek, and it came out decent enough. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and post them up below. And until the next video, I appreciate you watching. Thanks. That's it, the no-sew Tyvek rain jacket. Ugh.